We're on location in St. Thomas on Water Wednesdays this week. This is the site of the Shop Hill Reservoir, and over the next few weeks there will be a number of repairs here. It's really part of an overall Caribbean Development Bank program where they're spending millions of dollars to rehabilitate our water supply network, well, elements of it. To tell us a bit more about this specific project, we have Shelley Parris. She is an engineer with the Barbados Water Authority in charge of this project. Well, Shelley, what can you tell us here? What is happening here over the next few weeks?
We will be doing rehabilitation works on this reservoir site because it is one of a few reservoirs in our network which was built in the late 1960s, early 70s. Therefore, we're dealing with reservoirs that are over 50 years old, and the reinforcement and the concrete works in them have started to deteriorate to a point where it's not safe to continue as is, and we have to stop and rehabilitate them. Therefore, we need to take them offline. A number of them are in some key locations, and our servicing areas that are fairly wide have volumes of about 1 million gallons each. So this work is also part of work that basically is focused on reducing non-revenue water in our network, which is accompanied by the work we would have covered last year in St. John and St. George on mains replacement as well.
Okay. When you're talking about 1 million gallons in a reservoir, the first thing that customers may ask is what will happen to our water supply over the next few months as you conduct those repairs here?
Yes, well, you may suffer some impacts with low pressure and outage, but we're going to try to minimize those as much as we can by making adjustments to our pumping station equipment and pumping regimes and so on.
Okay. So this is just one of a number of reservoirs and tanks that will be fixed under this CDB program. Tell us some of those other communities which will be seeing some of the benefits of these rehabilitative works.
Right, well, the rehabilitative works will span basically 1 year from this March to March 2021, and will be done in 3 main phases. And under this first phase, we'll be doing here at Shop Hill in St. Thomas, as well as Half Acre St. Lucie, Indian Ground in St. Peter, Golden Ridge in St. George, as well as Providence in Christchurch. In the remaining phases, we'll be looking at Mount Stepney in St. Peter, Allerton, St. George, these are tanks, St. Stephen's Reservoir, Carlton Reservoir in St. James. We'll be doing work on the actual half-acre reservoir. Right now, the work we're doing is to erect a new tank, which will add to our supply, but will enable us to have supply continue to the St. Lucie area while we're working on the reservoir and have to take it offline. And then we'll also be doing work at Wardy in St. Peter, Rising Sun, Christchurch, Castle Grant in St. Joseph, and Hanson in St. George. So we're going to be spanning quite a number of locations. It's 15 in total.
Okay, and over 3 phases, so you can expect the work to continue, and we will update you on it right here on Water Wednesdays. Looking at the CDB project, it not only deals with these reservoirs and tanks, but also the mains replacement and other sides as well. What is the overall aim as we try to correct some of the problems that we have been seeing in our overall network?
Well, the main aim would be to reduce our non-revenue water that's being lost through the leaking mains and through the deteriorated reservoirs possibly. And we're also doing a couple other projects, including climate change vulnerability assessment, which will show how our system will be impacted by changing conditions associated with the climate, such as reduced rainfall associated with drought. So we're doing a number of other things under the project as well. We're also buying equipment to do some more detailed monitoring of our network. Okay. So we will be able to more quickly respond to changes in the delivery of supply as time goes on.
Okay. And as we get the details, we will be sharing them with you right here on Water Wednesdays, so you can look out for that. To view this or a previous episode again, please visit our website, www.barbadoswaterauthority.com. You can go to our Facebook page for additional information, or just type Water Wednesdays in YouTube. You can find us there.